boys and girls. Today's learning target is I can write a sequel and include details about my character's hopes, thoughts, and feelings. So a sequel is a fancy way of saying part 2 to a story. In a moment, you are going to listen to the story Picture Day Perfection one more time. That's the story we read in your orange My Book the other day. After you've listened to or read the story one more time, then you are going to think about, well, what would happen if there was a part 2 to this story? What would the character do in part 2? What would his thoughts be? What would he hope might happen? And what might he feel? After you watch the recording and read the story one more time, you're going to come back to, and I will talk you through how to do the writing activity at the end of the story. So, now it's time to hop over to the story Picture Day Perfection. In your book, it's on page 85 and looks like this. Well, sort of like this. Mine has sticky notes in it. Okay, enjoy the story. All right, now that you've heard the story, let's work on the writing project. We're going to be thinking about what would happen if there was a part 2 to this story. And then at the end, you get to write your version of you get to write your sequel, your part 2 to this story. We're going to be working on page 104 in your My Book, and then 105. They look, they look like this. Go. Okay, so now that you've finished reading the story Picture Day Perfection, this page matches up with page 104 in your My Book. The directions say, use what you know about the boy in Picture Day Perfection to write sentences about what he might do on next year's Picture Day. Look for details in the words and pictures to help you think of ideas. So first, in that orange box, your job is to draw a picture of one thing the boy might try to do next year. Oh, excuse me, your box is blue in your book, mine is orange, but same thing. On page 104, there's a big empty box, and that's where you're going to draw your plan picture. Think about one thing the boy might try next year. Add a caption to describe what the boy is doing. That's like a sentence that labels your picture. Pause this video, think about what the boy might do next year, draw a picture, and write a caption sentence to tell about your picture. Now, look at page 105. This is the area where you can write. My screen says type because I'm looking at this on a computer, but yours will be route writing. On this page, you're going to explain what you think his plan for Picture Day. Remember to look for details in the story that give clues about what the boy might do next year. Also, include details about what he's thinking, feeling, and hoping. That's the most important part. What made the first story so funny was the fact that we thought he was really upset about how terrible his picture was going to be. But in the end, it turned out that was his sneaky plan. He wanted it to come out that way. Those details about his feelings and his thoughts were really important for understanding the story. So it's really important that you include those in your part 2 for this story, or sequel to this story. Okay, write down your sentence ideas on page 105 of your My Book. Then, after you're done with that, you can use the Google Doc to type your ideas. All right, now that you've written your ideas for the sequel, you can type them using the Google Doc in this assignment. After you turn the Google Doc in, you're all finished. We'll share our story ideas at our meeting next Tuesday. That's all for now. See you in the next video.